Well, that was weird. Hello and welcome to the Captain's Video Weblog. We are Wednesday, October the 21st, 2015, and it's past 9:30 p.m. I actually haven't been awake for that long, something like 7 hours. But very important, I actually have been awake until I haven't slept before 8, way past 8 a.m. this morning. So yeah. Ah, nice one, Mick Foley. Out of respect for our UK fans, let's not say the Undertaker taught me off. Means something different over here. Yeah. Talking about that time when the Undertaker threw Mick Foley off the Hell in a Cell cage in one of the most memorable moments in wrestling history. Anyway, yeah. So it's halftime for the matches tonight of the UEFA Champions League. I've been listening to. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. To the match between Paris and the Real Madrid, and everyone was saying, yeah, Madrid. Rafa Benitez, he didn't put the A team against Paris, so yeah, that could be a match Paris could take for them. And now Paris, there's just still a goalless draw at halftime, and really, it doesn't look like Paris can take it home, you know. And I mean, it's not as if they're playing pretty much the game they're playing in league games, which is something that it's really easy to criticize them for that, because really often in the league games I watched, because I'm not a fan of Paris, as you might know, so I usually won't watch their matches because, hey, maybe they'll win, maybe they will win, maybe they will draw, but they won't lose, because god damn it, our league just low level. And they're playing that kind of game, you know. In league games it might work, you know, you might lead by 2 goals, and then you just lock up the field, you know. And maybe in 20 minutes you've scored your 2 goals, and then, well, you do some passes. Oh, maybe if it goes in the back of the net a 3rd time, that will be good. Still something more. That's not the kind of game we would like to see Paris play. I would like to see the kind of game where Paris loses. Maybe that will happen against Real Madrid. But yeah, something we've seen against Marseille, which I think was the 3rd team to actually step up their game against Paris. First 2 teams were Reims, where Paris drew after being led for like a minute, and they had a lot of luck on their goal, because it's been scored by Cavani, but Ibrahimovic pushed the defender, so they could have been the goal could have been cancelled, you know, because of the foul. And then there was Nantes, but they only held the game for one half of the game. But in the case of Marseille, they lost on 2 penalty kicks, you know. So that was there's some talk about whether they really deserve that win or they don't. I think they don't. But it really showed like if a team can manage for the whole game to make Paris doubt and make them rely entirely on their goalkeeper, which is what's happening now against Madrid. That's not a team that can be a contender for the Champions League, for the trophy at the end of the season. But who am I to talk? Huh? But yeah, they're playing with their A team. Madrid, they have Marcelo, they have Cristiano Ronaldo, but that's pretty much it. They have most of the guys who are on the lineup tonight usually are sitting on the bench, or maybe they're lucky if they're on the bench with the reserve team. That's sad, because it means yesterday was a terrible night for Lyon because they lost 3-1 with a goal they took in like the opening minutes. I mean, that's terrible because for French football, because we are the last time we significantly scored points on the UEFA table at a national level was, besides last season with Gengan's terrific run for a team that's lingering in the middle of the table in the league, was Marseille's run in 2012, I would say, where they were stalling in the league. They fell at a moment. I really thought that maybe we could be relegated. It was a terrible thought. But at the same time we were doing that, and we went up to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We beat Milan. I don't remember whether it was the AC Milan or the Internazionale, but we beat them, which is something that's pretty cool. And then, I mean, it wasn't a bad showing against Munich. I mean, one player, Morel, as I said yesterday, we say that he caught a cold, as we say here in the south. Yeah, what else? Well, I mean, I only woke up at only managed to wake up at 2 p.m. Well, 2:30, 2:40, because I had a class at I had an English class before, a little bit before 4 p.m. So obviously I had to wake up. If I didn't have to wake up, I would probably still be in my pajamas right now, not giving a fuck. Well, I actually would have woke up. Waked up? I don't know. I would have been up, and I would have gone outside, because as I remembered the second time around, I had to do some grocery shopping, and I said it yesterday in that very Captain's video weblog. I was in the tramway coming back home when I suddenly remembered, hey, I have nothing to for my breakfast tomorrow. What am I gonna do? And so I went home. I went to my apartment, left what I bought before, and went back to another grocery store. That's pathetic. Today was pretty interesting. My uncle, one of my uncles, is the mayor of a little city, and I had to call him at the town hall, the city hall of this little city, which is actually a little village, because for a project in one of my courses, I wanted to take the data on the events, pretty much everything that's related to the life of the village, and put it into a map which would be put on the web. Well, not the map itself, but we use web tools, web development tools, to display the events, where they are, when they are, maybe a little photo of the place, something interesting. Um, so I called the town hall, and I I I had two things prepared, two answers prepared. First, if I only heard a hello, I would have said, "Is this a town hall?" And if there was someone, the secretary, tell me that this is the town hall, I would have said, "Can I am a student at the University of Montpellier. Can I talk to the mayor, please?" And that's what I said. And then I had something, because I'm it's a little village. Usually everyone knows each other, but like I haven't been outside in that village for years, so maybe they forgot about me, even though someone that is not easily forgettable. So I had my uncle, and I wanted to say, "Hey, that's me," but I said, "Hey, uncle," and I just hope that my microphone was fucking up, because yeah. And then I said, "Hey, that's me," and he told me, "Yeah, you should have said it was you," because I was like, the secretary was like, "Yeah, there's the student from a university who wants to talk to you," and I was like, "What? Why?" So yeah, I mean, yeah, that I mean, like, if I were to call the mayor in my village where I live, I know that the mayor, the secretary knows me, because I think, if it's still the same secretary, I was a classmate of her son when I was in grade school, in elementary school. Only in elementary school, because before that, in kindergarten, he is 1 year older than me. So in kindergarten, I still had to skip a year to be in the same class, and then I skipped the last year of elementary school to go directly to junior high. So yeah, there's that. So I think it's like 4 years, first, second, third, fourth grade. Yeah, 4 years. What else? I mean, I finally managed to get caught up on all the anime, which is sort of an achievement, because some when you begin to be late, and that's something that I experience mostly at the end of the season, of a season. Like, I remember the first time I got really late was at the end of the spring season last year. There were a bunch of series that I watched nearly religiously, the day it was out, hey, I'm gonna watch it. But I managed to be like something like 19 episodes. I had to watch 19 episodes. So one day I just said fuck it. It was early July, so like, well, what else am I going to do? So I decided that I would watch it all, and God, that was long. And I think the same happened at the end of the fall season that same year. But since then, I usually get to fall behind in the middle of a season, and usually only by 1 week. I'm trying not to get overwhelmed by the stuff I watch, because at the end of the day, it's not supposed to be something that my life revolves around. Like when I said to a dude, one of my classmates, I can watch about since January of 2014, I probably have watched around 150 to 200 series. It's not something too big when you realize that on a regular basis, a season is going to have 50 series. I don't count the shorts because I mean it's a short. Why would I count it? But yeah, a normal length series. I'm only counting, the stuff that's airing because I've watched also a lot of older series that had stopped airing, like Angelic Layer or Katana Gatari. That I actually watched in parallel of the mirroring the way it all originally aired. Like the latest episode. So episode 10 was aired on October the 15th, 2010 or 11. I mean, it aired all through the year. First episode was in January, last episode was in December. So now I'm at episode 10. Episode 11, I will watch it next month. And episode 12, that many people have told me will make me feel like shit, airs, well, in December. So yeah, there's that. I mean, when you do that stuff where you only go to sleep when you spend your whole night on the computer, and then you wake up only to go to class, there's nothing that you can really talk about. There was, in class we were talking about organizing a trip to southern France, and the only thing that crossed my mind as an argument to come to southern France is that it's not Paris. Paris is a shitty city. And I mean, that's pretty much the whole thought that has gone with me the whole day. Like, the first thing I saw in French, and I mean literally in French, not like a game or an anime that was subtitled, was a news about the club in Paris, football club, saying, hey, wear Paris all day. That's a little campaign. Show your support for the club and wear your Paris jersey all through the day. And I was like, do you want to compensate for something? Are you afraid that your supporters are not actually your supporters? Is it some kind of are you feeling insecure? Do you think that actually people who might come to the park might actually not really be for Paris? I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. The one of the latest big things that have happened in Paris was the Le Prou plan, which led to it was to suppress the hooligans, which means the ultras, like random positioning in the stands. I think some ultra groups have been dissolved. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure that has happened. So you can hear it in most of the matches. The stadium is mostly silent, and I mean, it's not an entirely bad thing to want to appeal to a richer audience, if you will. Like in England, most clubs do it, and their stadiums are still chock full, and they're still really lively. But in Paris, it's not the same culture. The people who will go to the stadium in Paris, they're not really supporters. They will not wave the flag with the crest of the club. That's not in their DNA. Paris, plus the stadium is in the very posh part of the city, the 16th arrondissement, which is really where the richest people are. I mean, that's kind of disgusting. I mean, if they do the same thing in Marseille, even though there would be a general outcry because of just the club has always presented itself as really being close to its fans, really being, like family football, even though our chants include we go to Paris to fuck the PSG in the ass. That's the whole thing. Uh, oh, it's enculé. Kind of thing. But we also have a very loud culture. It's a club that managed to make all kinds of walks of life together. So I mean, if at first there would be a really a huge outcry, it still got very vocal fans, whether they're rich or not. But I mean, at the end of the day, it would be still a really shitty solution to do that. Uh, so yeah, that's. I mean, I'm no fan of Paris and I'm no fan of Madrid, but I still think that I'm more of a Paris hater than a Madrid hater because I still care more for the national championship rather than Spain or Germany or England. I still find it pretty funny that a championship with such a low level like France can still be considered as part of the big five, big European five. Like I was reading a tweet by Opta, you know the statistics firm, I would say, company that really is present on Twitter, and it was like, yeah, Nice are the closest club to the Bayern Munich, or the second club in the whole Big Five. They are only 5 goals behind the Bayern Munich, and I'm like, yeah, but I mean, it's something that's really weird because you don't really realize that. It's like yeah, at the time when Valbuena was still playing for Marseille, was like, yeah, Valbuena has more the most passes in the whole European Championships. I was like, what? I mean, on the other end, Munich, they really rely on Robert Lewandowski, like heavily. I think he scored out of the 29 goals for Munich. I think he scored nearly a half. Now I might be talking a bit too quickly, but I think he scored way more than 10 goals, which is a lot because I think there's only been 11 game days. So why doesn't it load, huh? Come on, come on. Uh, 16 goals. 16 goals out of the 29. That's impressive. That's incredible. Like, if you remove all the goals from Lewandowski, I think Munich has scored only as many goals as Marseille. And I mean, the only thing is Marseille. I think they have huge qualities forward, but on the other hand, usually goalkeepers opposite Marseille will play the match of their lives against Marseille. Like Trapp, he hadn't been really a huge help to Paris until Marseille. He had good matches, good performances, nothing stellar. The only goalkeepers that haven't been good against Marseille were the goalkeeper from Troyes and the goalkeeper from Bastia, and that's that. I mean, that kind of their fault though. So anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Well, that will probably also be a halftime Captain's Video Weblog, because tomorrow Marseille plays in Europa League against Braga in Portugal. That's going to be quite the carnage. Maybe. I might be pissed. That's likely. So, see you tomorrow. Peace off.